Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And truly, that is the only mentioning of any kind of inheritance in the New Testament. And it was very specifically said, who will receive that kind of inheritance. Now, they will inherit the earth. What kind of earth is our Lord talking about? Exactly the one that our newly departed parishioner, your father, grandfather, father-in-law, brother-in-law, cool, friend, Michaelis, Mike, Vlamis, has inherited today. The new earth, not this one, corrupt one, the new one, where there is neither sickness nor sorrow nor sighing, but life and light everlasting. If there was indeed a meek person standing somewhere back on the left side in this church Sunday after Sunday, or back in the old church in South Chicago, that was certainly Mike Vlamis. Mike the Greek. That was his special nickname given to him out of tremendous amount of love with which this Serbian community embraced him. And he was never, ever, someone who came as a stranger. No. Because he was here in his church. And Michael possessed something which is so rare today. Today, in this culture where everyone to everyone else is guy. How are you guys? Guys. He wasn't a guy. He was a servant. And you know what the true meaning of servant is? It comes from the lordship. And it's not an old-fashioned word. No. The lordship belongs to the one who has the Lord within himself. Kyrios. Michael had a great benefit of coming from the original tradition of the Holy Gospels. When he prayed in the church or at home, after he mourned, or when he would say, Pistero isena theopatera pathokrator, those were the original words with which those prayers were established and framed, and through which our faith, the Christian faith that is, was established. In the apostolic age, he was inheritor, a proud inheritor of the richest tradition within the Christianity. The tradition of the Byzantine world. But he never wore his orthodoxy on his sleeves. No. His meekness was the outer weapon, if you wish. And because of his meekness, you could never ever hear any bad word about anyone coming from Mike's mouth. He was either quiet or was always trying to find and say something good, something good. It was a great, not just pleasure, not even just a gift, but a true lesson for me every time when he would come and sacrament of confession. The purity of his heart, the tenderness almost of his childlike soul was something in front of which I honestly always had to bow down. And he truly deserved my priestly and, first of all, my Orthodox reverence to such kind of a piety, which again was very, very quiet. He wasn't parading with his orthodoxy and with the way how he believed. No, just the way how his good parents, Spiros and Jenny, have taught him, and the same way that he taught his sons, Michael and Stephen. A few weeks ago, when I saw him for the last time in the hospital, before he asked me to sing Christos Anesti at the end of the funeral service, I said, Michael, I have something here for you, and I don't know if you are allowed to have it. But since we are here alone, no one is here, the nurse doesn't see, I dare giving it to you. He said, Father, what do you have? Piece of land? I said, no. But I have something which you certainly do like. Chocolate. Father, you do? I said, yes. He was like a child. He took that chocolate bar and put it immediately under the bed sheet. He said, Father, that's between you and me and the one upstairs. Look, I deliberately got one bar where those pieces are already separated, so you don't have to. So that's a special therapy for you from now on. I said, Father, thank you for such kind of therapy. That was something which was, well, that's just, an ordinary thing. No, it was not an ordinary thing. Because just a few minutes before that apparently ordinary thing, we had a very, very serious and very meaningful conversation. And I was truly in awe in front of his absence of any fear. And that's what he constantly repeated, Father, I am ready. Because he knew being ready does not mean closing your eyes and then going into oblivion, going into non-existence. He knew by the faith he was holding that being ready means being ready to meet the Lord. Being ready to inherit the earth. Being ready to inherit the true Lordship. Because the Lord is going to recognize him, not as a bride, but as one who carried his entire life, the image and likeness of God within his soul. All those things which I mentioned one who was always there. And nowadays, when there is so much insensitivity around us, when so many children even couldn't care less, well, there are nursing homes, they should care about that. Your way of behaving to your father was the best proof how you have shown the faith you hold. And also, there was someone else who might have to mention it today. Mike's niece, Danica, because she was born with this. She was indeed a spiritual daughter. For years, not for the last couple of months, for years, every time when Uncle Mike wouldn't feel good, she would be the first one to either call me or write me a quick note or come before the service of Father, Uncle Mike is not doing well. Please, let's say a prayer for him. Please go and see him. He is in this or that hospital. He is not feeling well at home. She always made sure that Uncle Mike would receive the Holy Communion every time when he was in the hospital. Numerous times. And what to say about so many of our parishioners who within the last couple of months, every time when they would see me, would ask, how is Mike? How is Mike? With the true concern in their eyes and honest love in their hearts, because Mike was indeed one of us. And from now on, he is going to be together with his beloved spirit. One who was not just one of the most beloved Sunday school teacher our church will ever have, but someone who was primarily your teacher and who also was his teacher. And there was indeed a match made in heaven for two of them. Made in heaven in order to last in heaven. And allow me to say in closing that Mike's going is also a personal loss to me. Because I'm losing a parishioner who always was on the side of the true faith. Who always knew the church has her reason for doing this or that. The one whose piety was the most shining example to the younger generation. And for all this, I thank you. May the Lord bless his soul when he is inheriting the new birth in which there is indeed no more sickness, no more hospitals, but just singing, shining,